Prototype Playtime.
Prototype Playtime with Toy Notch. Well, this is provided by Toy Notch. It's Toy Notch's partnership with Toy Forge. It's Apollo of the Astrobots. This is from Toy Forge's originally released 3D printed toy that I missed purchasing by about a week. But fate has a funny way of swinging around. Toy Forge partnered up with Toy Notch to produce Apollo in full factory production, and here he is. This is still a prototype test shot, so it's not complete. The toy is up for pre-order at the time of this video, releasing in the summer, I believe. But let's have a look at this dude anyway. He's got, he's got the girth. So the general Apollo Astrobots design has a very bulky, very robo-muscular, semi-ape-like motif that feels like a robotic factory worker or something mass-produced, which this is, according to the fiction. The color layout is what I remembered seeing on the Toy Forge site back when they had the 3D printed version up, this mixture of gray, blue, and orange, with a little bit of bone white. Obviously, it's a lot smoother looking since it's not 3D printed, and there's tampography of, like, caution signs and Astrobot across one of his pectoral cylinders. The figure can take 2 LR44 batteries in his spinal column, and if you put them in there and then press down on his head, Masterpiece Optimus Primal style, you get this light-up optic LED deal. The LED, I believe, is located in the upper torso block and is then projecting up into the ball socket joint of the neck. But yeah, it works! It turns itself off automatically after X number of seconds, and it does not impede the articulation, which is the next thing to look at on this test shot dude. He's got a ball socket head, a ball socket base of the neck. I just hit the lights, check it. So you can do the whole Roxbury kind of thing. You can really pivot around in that neck crevice. You can look up, you can glower down a little bit, you can also hinge his head forward if you want to have him slouching, and you can slouch him with this dedicated ab hinge, and then this dedicated mid-torso ball joint with like that much crunch, and then with the hinge you can go that far back. You can use them individually as well. Then the ball socket joint in the torso can also tilt left and right quite happily. It can turn left and right, but then there's also a dedicated cut swivel right at the waist. So torso-wise, the dude is emotive to the nth, it seems, and then his shoulders are a whole nother story. The base of the shoulder here is a ball socket connection that can also pull in and out, depending on, you know, how much you want his shoulders to be projected forward, or if you need a little bit of extra butterfly room. Then over here, this is a dedicated separate outward shoulder hinge, and a forward and backward shoulder swivel connected to that ball socket module. The bicep can swivel on its own, and then it's currently bent a little bit forward until the sculpt bumps into here to form for this natural arm curvature. You can straighten it out as well. Or if you're bending it, you can get in focus, yo! And use the second joint to do this double jointed elbow action. So you got 2 joints, you can play around with them. I just think it looks really good when it's, you know, nice and curved like that. The wrist can swivel. It's got a hinge that works really well in 2 directions. And then we get to the hands. These are a little bit intense. The least intense part is actually the thumb. The thumb is one of the few, actually it's the only ball socket joint in the whole hand, and it's got a cut down here so you can have it come down thus far, go up like thus, and then obviously since it's ball socketed you can spin it around there as well. However, that's the ball socket joint. Up here is a pinned hinge, and then there's a pinned hinge there as well. If you fully straighten it out, you get this very light but I think really animate curvature. Now each finger, they're mounted at different points to give the illusion of different lengths, and yes, you saw that there is spread, and then the way the spread works is that there's a pin shot in each spot there, and then each finger has a knuckle hinge there, there, and there, and then if you straighten it out, you get this even better, very organic looking curvature, so that if you straighten all of them out, and you have him plant his hand on the ground or something, like it looks very alive to me. And then of course you can also form it into a fist. There's a couple ways to do it. I like to do it where the fingers bend like that, so I'm using all of the knuckles and getting a bit more of a plump looking fist. You can also get a slightly flatter looking one. He can. I'm gonna do the thumbs up, and then thanks to all of the different joints in the thumb, it's pretty easy to get it to look, you know, fistular. Pull these in a little bit, and then, you know, it's punching time. I think it's pretty decent looking fist, and then we go below the belt, as they say, and get into some of this leg action. There is a V-crotch here, and V-crotches always make me kind of nervous, because, you know, they don't move like a T-crotch. However, this is one of the good V-crotches, because there's an immediate swivel right here at the top of the thigh that lets this look quite natural in a lot of different orientations. And then, like the shoulder, there's a dedicated hinge to kick outwards. This guy, if you arrange things correctly, can fully Van Damme. You just have to, you know, futz with it a little bit. This also means he can kick real high. It's a lot of fun messing with his legs, given how it's, like, ball jointless. The knee is a double hinged knee. The top hinge can bend that far, the bottom hinge can bend that far, and then you can use both of them, probably the bottom one first, to achieve that kind of, you know, toe punt. The ankle can tilt left and right with a fairly wide arc. It can also hinge forwards and backwards with an even wider arc. The only left-right swivel is the one at the top of the thigh, but this is the thing that makes up for it for me a little bit. The toe joint, it can toe, but then, like, look at how much flat surface there is here. Like, this is a legit toe joint that can hold up weight without you having to worry about, like with fig arts, I find, if I use the toe joint for a walking stance, I have to kind of balance things in a very certain way. This is more of a grander flat surface that can just be placed on a thing. Like, you can't see it right now, but it is totally down there, and I'm gonna show you it. Here! That wasn't in focus. Here! There. See, it works. Anyway, articulation is the feature of this figure, and that's kind of the one main thing to demo, you know, is that the articulation range on this guy. Now, as I said, this is a test shot. It is coming out in the summer, but you know, there are very few poses I have found myself unable to get this guy into. So if you're interested in learning more about this, check out the Astrobots Facebook page. Toy Notch is the place with pre-orders up. And this being a prototype playtime and not an actual review, that's all I've really got to say. Other than the fact that I am, like, backflipping slightly about seeing a really intriguing 3D printed toy partnering with a factory and then moving into full injection molded production. This is the kind of thing I find really exciting, and it's the kind of thing I hope to see more often. That being the circumstance where the original artist who created the figure in 3D printing is fully involved and happy with what's going on. You don't have to leave 3D printing if you don't want to, but, like, I don't know, I just like seeing this step being taken, and I like that it's not being done in a way where someone saw a 3D model and went, like, let's go buy the CAD and then run it in our factory. Like, this is legit partnership. And that's been legit me! So, Prototype Playtime has come and struck again. Who knows when it'll be back? Who knows when it'll have a real opening?